right, we've got the blog post right here, and we get the kit details for Lady DeathStrike. I'm just going to say she looks very straightforward. A lot of people have asked me, is she going to be an event campaign character? I don't know. But after reading her kit, and it's pretty straightforward, it's actually kind of simple considering how complicated the kits have been recently. My best guess is that she'll be an event campaign character. I mean, it's going to be either her or Silver Samurai, and she just kind of reads kind of vanilla. I'm going to say this right now before we read the kit. Like, if you're not getting Red Omega, I think you're going to look at this kit and go, you know what I mean? Let's do it. Let's read the blog post. Plus, we have a lot of details on the Doom raids, which should be coming out next week. I'm guessing the patch will be on Tuesday. Doom and Cyborg Gloom. Greeting commanders. Prepare tech upgrades. That's right, she's going to be tech. This week, we're meeting a razor-sharp personality who's sure to get your roster running like a well-oiled machine. And after getting straight to the point, we'll be discussing the next raid challenge, courtesy of Dr. Doom, as well as announcing the next permanent legendary event, shining light on blitzes and unearthing golden opportunity for your mercs. Lady DeathStrike, and they do the backstory for her here, which I'm not going to read, and I normally read it, but the reason I'm not going to read it is because I don't want to butcher their names over and over and over and over again. My goodness. We're going to get right to the point. Lady DeathStrike slots into the Weapon X team as a brawler with solid damage, focus, and speed, all of which are further enhanced in Alliance War. Her abilities feed off bleed, as she received a different bonus for each of her attacks when targeting an enemy who is afflicted with bleed. Despite being a brawler, Lady DeathStrike also brings key defensive facets to the Weapon X team. Also, she applies defense down quite a bit, such as clearing negative effects and providing immunity. For the Weapon X team, she provides bonus focus as well as heavy bleed resistance for herself and the rest of the Weapon X team. She is going to be villain, global, tech, brawler, Weapon X. We're going to go to the passive first. That's a great way of doing it. On turn, heal for 20% of this character's max health. That is a problematic mechanic if they have really super high health and you can't do the damage to get through them. If you remember way back in the day, it started kind of, I believe, with Captain Marvel and then with Emma. Characters like that where they heal a lot can be a problem in war on defense. We'll see. When this character drops below 60% health, gain 2 death proof and 2 evade. Gain 25% crit damage. Weapon X allies gain 25% crit damage. I wonder if they're going to be using Raider. We'll see. Lower resistance by 50% for all enemies with bleed. Kind of a big deal. And the rest of these bonuses are war bonuses. Both herself and the rest of the Weapon X team get 65% focus. And also in war, they also get 1,000% resistance against bleed. Pretty standard. We're going to go to the special first because the special goes off turn 1. 3/3. Gain offense up, which is kind of fun. She can do lots of extra damage. She's going to start the match off right with offense up. Attack primary target and adjacent targets for 200% piercing, which bypasses armor more or less. And apply bleed and reduce speed bar by 20%. And then this is kind of like a Yellow Jacket kill. So Yellow Jacket has this mechanic right here. So basically, it's just going to proc twice. It's just not going to continuously proc. It's just going to, if she gets a kill on that first attack up here, then she's going to get a second attack. On kill, repeat attack using a new primary target randomly chosen from the previous secondary targets. The secondary attack can kill stealth targets. That's great. And then check this, kind of like an Ultron basic attack right here. On kill, increase the duration of positive effects on self and all Weapon X allies by +1 up to a maximum of 5. Pretty straightforward. Ultimate ability, which is 4/6. Attack primary target for 280% piercing. Apply defense down up to a maximum of 2 plus bleeds. Rebound chain up to 4 adjacent targets for 280% piercing and apply +1 defense down up to a maximum of 2 and apply 2 bleeds. I think this is great. Rebound chaining and going back and forth is great. Applying defense down is great. Applying bleed is great, right? Clear all negative effects from self and all Weapon X allies. Apply immunity to self and all Weapon X allies. This attack cannot miss any target that has bleed. And if this character has 3 or more Weapon X allies, this attack can't be countered. And so, like I said at the beginning of the video, it's pretty straightforward. And I'm thinking that anybody that is not getting Weapon X probably won't care that much about this character because a lot of that is just, kind of tied to the team. It's not super fancy or anything like that. She's probably going to have over-the-top stats, would be my guess. We have no access to that right now. And so this would not surprise me if she was an event campaign character. I'm just one of the two characters. It wouldn't be surprising if it's this character here. Basic attack. Transfer 1 deflect from primary target to self. Attack primary target for 250% piercing, which is great because that bypasses armor. If primary target has bleed, repeat this attack and apply defense down. That's great. So you're going to want to target characters that bleed, but I think there's going to be bleed everywhere. In this video, they talked about the Sabretooth and Wolverine reworks, and then we've got the Wolverine costume right there. And the whole team's going to have bleeds everywhere. This attack gains 300% extra focus. Fine. It's actually a super straightforward kit. Can't wait to play her. Her fingernails are scary. That's all I could say. Doom 2. Now, this is going to be the interesting part of the video on how they're going to release Doom 2, which probably is as early as Tuesday of next week. Your Alliance next great challenge arrives with the upcoming version 5.7 release in the form of Doom 2 Raid. And this is where we're going to get the Teal gear, right? The follow-up to Doom 1 will bring a slew of rewards to those strong enough to take on the challenge, including new Teal gear. Here are the details on this new raid heading your way. And then the requirements. So I think, I'm just going to read it. I think this is kind of what we expected. Basically, they're saying that there's going to be 3 difficulties of Doom 2, 1, 2, and 3. The first difficulty is going to require Blue ISO 1. The second difficulty is going to require Blue ISO 2. And the third difficulty is going to call Blue ISO 3. The controversial part is to go up to the next version of the raid, you're going to have to get 100% completion on the prior one. So to go from Doom 1 to Doom 2, you have to get 100% on Doom 1. So there you go. Now, this is kind of I like this part, but we're going to read this part carefully because there's a lot of great information in here. Your efforts in Doom 2 will not go unrewarded. Hitting at least 30% completion will earn you fragments for the new Teal gear raid orb, as well as orange elite orb fragments, raid credits, orange ability materials, and T2 ISO credits. Now, the reason why this is important is because this Teal gear is going to be gear tier 16 and what's going to lock Dark Dimension 5, right? Of note, the amount of Teal gear, raid orb fragments, orange ability materials, and T2 ISO credits will remain the same no matter whether you rank earn 1 or 24. I think this is a big deal right here to level it out, because I know in a lot of alliances, I'm sure there's going to be some people that want to be the first person to get through Dark Dimension 5, and they literally would core the entire raid and finish their entire lane immediately just to make sure that they get the most. And so this is going to curb infighting amongst people that are going to want to be the first person into Dark Dimension 5. So this is going to kind of be like a group project. All of us are going to be going in together, and probably, depending on the characters you pick out. And we're going to read this next part where how we're going to get the unique pieces on the gear thing. Oh my God, it's going to be just like DD4. Smash the refresh button, right? All right, let's keep reading. And while Teal gear, raid, orb fragments, and raid credit rewards will scale as you reach higher completion percentages in the raid and playing higher difficulties, the orange ability materials, orange raid orb fragments, and T2 ion credits earned from Doom 2 will stay constant. So it's not going to scale. So some of this stuff is going to scale right here. The raid credits and Teal gear credits is going to scale, but the rest of this stuff, at least my understanding, is going to stay the same. The orange ability materials, orange raid orb fragments, and T2 ISO credits earned from Doom 2 will stay constant, providing a stable foundation for future progress. So what that means to me is that, and I guess I don't really understand this, Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 3 on these materials will pay the same? Or Doom difficulty 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 will stay the same as far as that goes? I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out when we actually... We'll find out on Tuesday. Providing a stable foundation for future progress. Falling short of 30% completion will earn you a smaller amount of raid credits, ability materials, and T2 ISO credits. Okay, this is the interesting part, or the part that is kind to be kind of scary if you think. Teal gear raid orb will contain, you guessed it, Teal gear. Left and right pillars reward basic catalyst, stat catalysts, catalyst parts for damage focus, health, armor, and resistance, and Origin Teal gear will be in the middle pillar. We'll have a 20% chance to reward the Teal unique gear. This is the part that's just going to drive everybody crazy. Teal mini uniques won't be available via the Teal gear raid orb. Instead, will be found in the store. Events of various offers. Get ready to smash the refresh button. This is literally DD4 all over again. And if you remember, the people that were in the hunt for the first people to get into DD4 were literally just like refreshing this like crazy. Hundreds of dollars, some of them, in refreshes a day to get the pieces, and it's just completely random. And then they mention events and various offers. Wow. And it's interesting. They're going to have a Wolverine costume event for this costume right here. And part of the event is going to give you points based on how many cores you spend. Smash the refresh button. Oh my God. I don't know if we'll have to see how it plays out. But boy, I'm not excited about that. Raid season points. Doom 2 will feature an updated way to earn raid season points through raid participation. By playing difficulty 1 or higher of Doom 2, your alliance will earn a bonus of millions of raid season points on reaching 30% completion. Because of this bonus, if you reach 60% completion on difficulty 1, you will still earn as many points as you would have by reaching 100% on normal, and so on with higher difficulties. This update is meant to prevent raid season points from scaling in ways that would cause alliances to blow past all the existing raid milestones too quickly. Fine. All right, we're going to talk about the Experiment X, and this is going to be the costume event for this right here. Right when I read into this, I was like, remember when costumes came out? I was really kind of worried on how they're going to do it, and largely, I've been the events where you get costumes have been largely very player friendly, and I've liked them. This one might take a small divergence from that. Let's read together. Dig your claws into Wolverine's wild new costume, Teal gear, and other rewards with upcoming new Experiment X event. Don't miss these razor sharp opportunity. The Experiment X milestone. Then this is not a typo. Spend campaign energy, isotape energy, and power cores to earn points in a one-day milestone that repeats for 14 days. Smash the refresh button. Literally, that's what that is for. I mean, you can spend power cores, I guess, double down, and you get the isotape energy and the campaign energy, but wow. I want to see how this plays out. I don't know. It's kind of weird. We'll see what happens. Weapon X costume, pink face bits, teal, orange and purple gear, silver and gold promotion credits, and Elite 5 credits. And largely, these costume milestone events have been bonus stuff for just playing the game normally, and I welcome bonus stuff. I don't call it free stuff anymore. Like I used to say, free stuff is free stuff. No, bonus stuff is bonus stuff because there's always some sort of cost, whether it's your time or playing the game and so on. So it's bonus stuff, and this is the first time I've seen this. So we're going to see how this plays out, but it looks like the rewards should be meaningful. Those are all things I want. The Weapon X costume is your first opportunity to add Weapon X to your roster using pink face bits, and then of course it converts at some point after the event is over. Let's skip through this. Blitz and Gear Tier 16. They're just gonna, what they're talking about here is that when you go into Blitz, you're going to see your opponents have Gear Tier 16, and I guess they just wanted to spell out that when they put a team into Blitz and they use a person's team composition, but they mess with the stats, and that person doesn't actually have teal gear on their characters. They actually mess with the red stars, the levels, all of it. And they just wanted to spell that out so that when people see these Blitz teams, they're fake, basically. They play with them, and they just wanted to spell that out. Note that the teams in Blitz have had their stats overridden by this system based on the tier of the Blitz. So if you see your alliance mate in Blitz for some weird reason, you see a team, you see that their Guardians of the Galaxy team is all Gear Tier 16, please know that is system done and the player themselves did not do that. New permanent legendary event. Star-Lord is now going to be a permanent legendary event. I think this is great. Some of the legendaries are not as legendary as they once were, and now they're permanent legendaries. And so they're going to have the appropriate bonuses and events around this that follows suit with the other permanent legendaries, which I believe right now is Nick Fury and Iron Man. I'm not really sure. Costume update. They're going to bring Iceman costume back. That's great. Upcoming blitzes. They're going to have Ironheart, and then we're going to have the second Luminous Dagger Orb, which is running right now. So that'll come back for the second run on next Thursday. bonus and flash events. All of the appropriate events for the Star-Lord event will be there. And then we're also going to get our monthly payday event where we get tons of gold. What do you think? I guess there's nothing too controversial. I went over to Reddit and there was a couple contents, and Riceland says, I like everything I read here except for the event includes spending power cores as well as the Teal gear being gated so heavily behind Doom 2 raids. I think we kind of, yeah, I agree. It's completely counterintuitive to gate solo content DD5 largely behind Alliance content. We've been talking about that a lot here. More to the point, I understand what other feedback players could give on these two issues of breaks or disagreement with them. Yeah, we've talked about this at length. I don't think this is, we've been talking about this for months now. And then the post right under it says the same thing. Are you guys going to comment on how you guys are basically making Teal gear a group project? I enjoy the game because I like playing with my friends. We're different areas of the game, but in order to progress, I might now have to leave an alliance to get to end game content. They basically are holding to their guns on this and saying yes. They're saying yes, you need to switch alliances. Wow. You currently don't have a system to recruit new players, and recruiting is an awful state right now. Really new system to recruit people to make this a group project. And also thanking for making Sim Blitz harder. All right. Let me know what you think about all this. Largely, I think it's fine. We'll have to see. I probably have maybe a different opinion a week from now once all this stuff is live. But we'll see. Let me know what you think. And as always, thanks for watching. Keep on gaming. Bye.